Hi, this is Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com. Today is January 2nd, 2021, so Happy New Year's to you all. And I do understand there's several of you looking for some drawings for your application. I'm working on it as fast as possible. I did run into some issues with the computer system, so I apologize for not getting this done sooner. But in any case, here we go. So here we have a residential application. It's a raised deck patio. You can see they have some lattice work up here, and I don't see any issues with fans or anything of that nature. So the only issue I see would be the doorway here, and I'm just going to take the lattice off here for a moment. And you can see this doorway has the potential of opening up all the way. Now, I'm assuming this customer is not using this side of the door very often because the setup here, but still need to take that into consideration and use that as a a guide to follow here. So I'm going to put the lattice back on. Let's go ahead and look at the dimensions here. Dimensions of the patio. You can see from the top portion of the deck, there's a few different measurements here. These are all going from that top edge here. So we have to this lower beam 7.2, to the top of that beam 7.11, and then to the top of these cross members here we have 8.6, and then there's several different measurements here, 9.2 to over here, and overall dimensions I have here at 14.5 and 11.5 this direction. So we're going to cut off that when we take a measurement to determine how many units. Also, they did give me some specifics about the beams coming across here, so you can see that. And yeah, this is what I have at the door. So this is going to be an important number here for the customer to look at. I have 9 feet 1 to the trim of the door here, or actually the this would be the hinge point of the door, and yeah, so that should be enough. Let me go ahead and turn that off, and let's look at what we could do. There's a couple of different heater plans I have here. Let's see if I have it. There we go. So this would be a Slimline 4,000 watt unit, and you can see I have it placed up here on the lattice. Now you'd have to, it's actually an inch lower, and so what you would do is you would take some kind of tubular steel and mount it on this side, stretch it over to this side, and then you can get mounting position for that heater. Now if we look at the clearances above the heater, no problem with that. We meet the clearances, you know, to this edge and this edge. The heaters are physically below this beam here, so everything else looks good. Now the other dimensions or clearances that we're concerned about is the clearance below, and you can see with the position I have this heater, I'm meeting the clearance to this edge. So I'm not sure if I have the dimensions to that specific spot. Let's see if I have that. Whoops. And I don't, so let me just plop that in here real quick. So to that position, to the edge, let me key that in here real quick. Let's just go right over here. We're going to tap right there and bring it over to the edge over here. Well, we could use this point right here, and then see what we get overall. Overall would be 6 feet 10 and 1/2 of an inch. So with that and that door being still true, this 9.1, there should be no issues with the clearance. Now if that is not true, you'll have to go to the second option I'll show you here in a minute. In any case, let's go ahead and look at the so yeah, basically there's two 4,000 watt units, and the footprint of the array. I'm going to turn off the clearances here. So footprint of the array, you can see that we're meeting this whole portion of the patio. I'm not able to heat up this section of the patio at all. If you're sitting here in this chair, you're not going to receive the heat. Also, this chair here, it's very questionable, so the only thing I can say is you'd have to change the seating pattern in order to meet those colder afternoons. But I think this customer has plenty of room to do that, so I'm going to leave it at that. Now, if that clearance that I showed you before wasn't correct, or the dimension I said here, this 9'1", then you could also, I'm going to click that off for a second, you could also go with an SL 2424 model. And that 2424, I'm just going to turn these ones off here for a minute. The 2424 is a smaller unit, and it'll give you plenty of clearance. I have it all the way up to that edge, that same point, so I have, you know, more than 18 inches of clearance back here. And I should probably point that out real quick. The electric heaters here, so this is 18 inches of clearance. Actually, I think it's more than that because I push it as far as I can over here, but you need a minimum of 18-inch clearance. So let's turn that clearance back on here for a second. You can see here, yeah, I have about an inch of play between that and the doorway over there. In any case, yeah, so we can, let me turn that off again. We could go with this 24 model Slimline, and that is a 2400 watt unit. And you can see again, we're able to push that back as we need, if that is something that is needed, and we're not able to, you know, move a heater in there because of that doorway. So we can go quite a bit of distance, 1.5 feet easy. So let's see. But if we can, I would prefer to do the first application here, which is here. Turn that off, and you can see there's plenty of coverage on this side of the patio. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. If this has helped you, a thumbs up really helps us, and we appreciate you watching the video. If you're looking for some assistance in your outdoor application, feel free to give us an email to support@patioheat.com. Thank you very much, and you have a great day.